Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Society for Theatre Research's Maggie Collins Christmas Entertainment. Maggie organised our annual lecture series for many years, and this event is named in her memory. As an Australian, she would have been delighted to know that we have people attending tonight from all around the world, including such spots as Texas and Honolulu. We are bringing the performance to you by the same company that, to unbounded applause, revived Presumption or the Fate of Frankenstein on the same occasion last year. We hope that while you watch this event, you will sip a glass of something warming and nibble a mince pie, the sort of refreshments we would have rustled up for you in more ordinary times. Before we begin the performance, let me suggest that you might wish to watch it in landscape or speaker format rather than gallery format, but that is a matter of your choice. If you would like to see details of the scenes and the cast, you will find them in the programme, which is on the STR website page for the event. As this is not a lecture, but an entertainment, we won't be having the usual question and answer session at the end. Now, let me tell you something about the play. You're about to see a rehearsed reading of the very first adaptation for the stage of Charles Dickens's Nicholas Nickleby. The novel was Dickens's third and written in his late 20s, and it was published in installments from 1838 to 1839, when it was an immense success, an immediate one. At that time, there were no easily enforceable restrictions on adapting material for the stage. In their ceaseless search for novelties to tempt the play-going public, theatre managers plundered popular novels as an obvious source of material. The play was premiered at the Adelphi Theatre in the Strand on the 19th of November, 1838, when serialization of the novel by Dickens, then known by his pen name Boz, had not even reached halfway. The adapter, Edward Stirling, who had already dramatized the Pickwick Papers and would go on to adapt Oliver Twist in 1839, did not know how Dickens was going to develop the plot, so had to use his own imagination when ending the play. So those of you who are familiar with the novel will notice some major differences. Although Stirling stuck closely to Dickens's dialogue, he ruthlessly excised many characters, such as the miniaturist Miss La Creevy. Others do not appear because the novel had not yet reached them. So, alas, tonight we shall not be meeting the Crummles family of actors, including that theatrical prodigy, the infant phenomenon. The play script was published in about 1839 in Benjamin Webster's fortnightly series, The Acting National Drama. To make up for the lack of scenery and movement, we have included some of the original stage directions for clarification, since exits and entrances on Zoom with a cast performing from many different places would otherwise present too many problems. Some other minor changes and additions have also been made to the text to cope with the challenges of Zoom, but tonight's performance is otherwise faithful to the published version. You will only see those actors who are speaking dialogue. The stage directions will generally only be heard in voiceover. The play script refers to the actors forming various tableaux during the action. For example, in the middle of and at the end of the schoolroom scene at Do the Boys Hall. Tableau vivant had become a fashion in the theatre since the mid-1820s. Each installment of Nicholas Nickleby was illustrated by Fizz, as the artist Hablot Knight Brown was known, and it is clear that in these tableaux, Stirling attempted to reproduce his original illustrations as accurately as possible on the stage. The pictures can easily be found online. The play script also has a frontispiece by Pierce Egan the Younger, showing Mrs. Mary Ann Keeley as Smike, Mr. John Webster as Nicholas, and Mr. Henry Roxby Beverley a Yorkshireman himself, as the Yorkshireman John Browdie. The artist John William Gear executed 3 engravings of the original cast, which appear in Walter Goodman's biography of Mr. and Mrs. Keeley, The Keeleys on the Stage and at Home, published in 1895, although they are not there credited to Gear. Mary Ann Keeley created one of her most famous roles in Smike, and the book bears an image of her in that role, embossed in gold on its front cover. A difficulty Mrs. Keeley later described was how to control the first night audience's expectations of a comedy. The playbills had announced Nicholas Nickleby or The Doings at Do the Boys Hall, a burletta, whilst the play script described it as a farce. Mrs. Keeley said, No, don't. You can't be here. No. Sorry, Rebecca is having some difficulty at the moment. I'll read the passage for her. Mrs. Keeley said, I couldn't make it out. I had to rise from where I was and crawl my way down to the footlights without speaking. The gloom at the back of the stage was so dense that I don't think the audience had seen me at first. As I came stealthily forward, they did not quite understand the situation. My costume was certainly very odd, and as I had recently been playing in many comic parts, I suppose they expected something funny from me. The house evidently thought that the scene was intended to be comic rather than pathetic, and there were roars of laughter. But I had never before lost my presence of mind on stage, and I didn't mean to do it now. So I stood it out, but it was the most difficult task I had ever heard. However, when I spoke the first lines of my part, the laughter ceased, and there was a dead silence. Then a stifled sob reached my ear, and presently I could see there was scarcely a dry eye in the house. After that, I felt in character. The play was a great success, with 91 performances being given that season, but reviews differed in their attitude to the dramatization. The Sun of the 20th of November, 1838 said,
The adapter has succeeded to paraphrase his original as far as the story of the latter goes, and has added a termination which completes the plot and makes the drama perfect. Mrs. Keeley, as Smike, the ill-used boy, was painfully true to her part and exhibited some of the finest traits of feeling seen lately upon the stage.
The Morning Advertiser of the same day commented that
Equity must say that we think Boz is scarcely fairly dealt with, when modern dramatists would anticipate denouement so long before the story of the original author is ripe. But these are matters for the parties aggrieved and the parties benefited to adjust between them. But to speak of the piece, the dramatist has evinced great discrimination in his selection of the scenes that he has appropriated, and in doing so, he has shown that he is no bad judge of stage effect. The dialogue, with one exception, namely the last scene, is verbatim from the novel, except that it is curtailed, and for the purpose of the dramatist, the prunings were cleverly managed. The piece kept the house in roars of laughter, and there is no doubt but it will have a long and successful run. Mr. O. Smith was loudly called for, who gave it out for repetition, and the house called long enough for Mrs. Keeley, but she did not come forward. The theatre was crowded.
Dickens attended some of the rehearsals, but he was not best pleased by some of Stirling's additions to his text. The next season brought a revival for a few performances, followed later on by Stirling's sequel, The Fortunes of Smike, which was not as successful, although Mrs. Keeley repeated that role as Smike. By then, there had been at least 25 other stage versions of the novel, and later the two plays were amalgamated into one. The original performance, the play script states, lasted precisely 1 hour and 38 minutes. David Edgar's famous 1980 adaptation for the Royal Shakespeare Company took 8.5 hours spread over 2 days. We aim for a somewhat shorter running time tonight, about 1 hour, 45 minutes, with a 5-minute break between the two acts. So join us on a cold winter's day as a coach bound for Yorkshire takes on passengers in the yard of the Saracen's Head Inn in Snow Hill. Act 1, Scene 1. The coffee room of the inn, with the windows of which extend across the stage and the inn yard seen through them. A fire is burning cheerfully in the room where a table is laid for breakfast, coffee and so on, and smoking. Opposite is another table at which are seated 4 little boys, eagerly watching Squeers, who is eating voraciously and cutting large slices from a round of beef, which is placed on a third table, and occasionally pocketing the same. A 5th boy sits on a small box, an ostler or chambermaid crosses, and it is snowing lightly during the scene.
Conquer your passions, boys, and don't be eager after victuals.
I've brought you a jug of milk, sir, and a kettle of hot water.
Very well. Is this milk top notch?
2 penn'orth, sir.
What a rare article milk is in London. Hey, fill the jug up to the top with water.
To the top, sir? Well, the milk will be drowned.
Serve it right for being so dear. Now, have you bought the bread and butter? For 3, for these 5 little boys. Yeah, put it on the table.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, I expect a young gentleman of the name of Nickleby. When he arrives, you send him to me.
Yes, sir.
Stop! You may leave the kettle. Put it on the fire.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'll just taste this milk. Oh, God, why? It needs some more water. Here's richness. Think on this, little boys. Actually, it needs even more water. And now, boys, for your breakfast. Aye, right. When I say number 1, the boy on the left hand nearest the window, you may take a drink. And when I say number 2, the boy next to him will go in, and so on until number 5. Aye, and that's the last boy. Are you all ready?
Yes, if you please, sir.
Right, that's right. Now, keep so till I tell you to begin. Right. Number 1, drink. Number 2, drink. Number 3, drink.
Oh.
Number 4, drink. 5, drink. Right, okay, that's enough. And now, here's for your bread and butter. Here you go. Now, I've divided it all up into 5 for you. Here you go. Yeah, right. Good boys, right? And now, look sharp, for when the horn blows, every boy has to leave off. It's a capital chance for me, this Nickleby. The very man I want. And it ain't the first time that old Ralph Nickleby has thrown me a bone to pick. Right, there's the horn. Leave off. Number 1, you. Take the bread and butter off you. Thank you very much. And I'll put it in this little basket because you'll need that on the road.
Mr. Nickleby, sir.
Very well. You get these boys on the coach, will you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, your servant, sir. Those dear children, they're all mine. 5 pupils of mine. They're all booked for the delightful village of Do the Boys Hall near Greta Bridge in Yorkshire, where youths are boarded, clothed, booked, washed, furnished with pocket money, and...
As advertised. We know all about it, sir.
You do, sir. You do. And no man better. That boy you sent us, Docker, him that died, well, how kind Mrs. Squeers behaved to him. The attention that was bestowed on him in his illness. He had dry toast and warm tea every night and morning when he couldn't even swallow it. And a candle in his bedroom on the very night he died. And the best Walker's dictionary to lay his head upon. Yet he died ungrateful. That half-witted fool Smike, he still lives though, although we've tried everything.
Silence. My nephew, Mr. Nicholas Nickleby.
All mum. How do you do, sir? Oh, you'd be delighted with Mrs. Squeers. Oh, she'll be a mother to you.
The governor's over there. All right. Oh, this letter I've written may be a slight assistance to his nephew, poor lad. Widowed mother, innocent pretty sister, unprovided, not a friend to look to, but Ralph Nickleby. Oh, he, a friend? Oh, to anything but himself? No, no, no. I've heard of hard hearts, but rock marble's a featherbed to his.
Coach, ready!
I mustn't be seen. No. Secrecy's the word.
So you have paid for a hackney coach to come here rather than walking. Don't tell me, madam, I never paid for a hackney coach in my life.
I can't help it. If the dear boy had gone without seeing us, I should never have forgiven myself. Without his breakfast, too.
Breakfast? Stuff! When I first started in the world, I took a penny loaf and a drink at the pump for my breakfast.
Now, Nickleby, I think you'd better get up behind on the coach. I'm afraid one of them boys will be falling off it, and that would be a clear loss of £20 a year, and 2 towels.
Dear Nicholas, who is that vulgar man?
Oh, here's my card, madam. Mr. Wackford Squeers, ma'am, and I'm far from being ashamed of it. Them's some of my boys. They're all gentlemen's sons, and each boy is required to bring 2 suits of clothes, 6 shirts, 6 pairs of stockings, 2 nightcaps, 2 pocket handkerchiefs, 2 pair of shoes, 2 hats, and 1 razor. What's that for? Why, to shave with.
My niece, Nicholas's sister, Mr. Squeers.
Oh, indeed. Oh, I wish Mrs. Squeers took girls. And we had you for a teacher for 'em. Oh, I don't know, though. She might grow jealous, eh?
I don't like the appearance of this person, Nicholas. What kind of a place are you going to?
I hardly know, Kate, but I suppose the Yorkshire folks are rather rough and uncultivated. Mr. Squeers is my employer. You mustn't take his coarseness ill. Mr. Squeers and Uncle are looking at us. I must take my place. Bless you, love, and goodbye, Mother. I look forward to our meeting again one day. Let me kiss you both. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I understand, Mr. Nickleby. I'll hold him with a tight hand. Oh, and as for Smike...
As you value my friendship, never let me hear any news of the brat again. Except his...
Death!
Here, Nicholas, take this letter.
What's this?
Take it, read it. Nobody knows, that's all.
Stop.
I can't.
Why?
Because I won't.
Gentlemen, coat race, you ready? The horn blows. Squares jump up onto the coach. Kate and Mrs. Nickleby wave their hands. The coach moves slowly off. Snow descends heavily as the scene closes in. Act 1, Scene 2. A chamber in Madame Mantalini's house. A single knock and a bell are heard as the scene opens. Enter a servant in livery.
Oh, I never saw such a bore of a house as this is. Knocker and bell going from morning till night. I must positively give my master, Mr. Mantalini, his discharge.
Give this letter to your master. Mr. Ralph Nickleby will be here immediately. Now be quick. There's no time to lose.
No time to lose. What a wild boar.
This nice place the benevolent old gentleman has selected for the pretty delicate creature, his niece. A dressmaker, a milliner, and open to all the insults and degradations that the wasps and butterflies of fashion may choose to heap on her. And for what? Why, the splendid recompense of 6 shillings a week, 14 hours a day, and find herself in food and all the necessaries of life. The boy packed off to the worst of slavery, the drudgery of a Yorkshire school. The girl condemned to perpetual misery and squalid poverty. So much for the widow's friend, kind uncle and loving brother. Bah! I'm ashamed to own myself of the same species. But a day will come. It will come.
Why are you loitering here, Noggs, idling your time away? Go home.
Yes, sir, but allow me.
Go.
Oh.
Is this Madame Mantalini's, sir?
It is Madame Mantalini's, and what of that, pray?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you might have some objections to offer to the situation. I have been at the trouble of providing for you.
Uncle, I must ask one question. Am I to live at home?
At home? Where's that? I didn't know you had one.
I mean, with my mother, the widow. I cannot leave her.
Oh, humbug. Do as you like, though you will live here to all intents and purposes, for here you will take your meals. Here you will be from morning till night, and occasionally till night again.
But at night, I mean, I must be with my mother. At home, although that home may be humble.
May be humble. Must be, you mean?
Your pardon, uncle. The word slipped from my tongue.
I hope it did. We must have no false notions of pride.
Haste, my divinity! Can't exist without you, upon my honour. Oh, Nickleby, how are you? Damn it, you don't mean to say you want me yet, do you?
Not yet. My niece.
Ah, I remember, damn it. I remember now. What you come for? Forgot the note. Thought you wanted money. You're such a rum fellow, Nickleby. The damnedest, long-headed, queerest-tempered old coiner of gold and silver ever was, damn it. Ah, my life. What a damned devil of a time you have been.
I didn't even know Mr. Nickleby was here, love.
Then what a double-damned infernal rascal that footman must be, my love. Do you think that might be my fault? My fault, my heart's joy?
It's gone.
Ah, I won't correct the man. My soul's delight. then. Do not vex yourself. He shall be horsewhipped till he cries out damnably. Let me kiss you. Oh, oh, do not pull his ear so hard.
Now, ma'am, this is my niece, Miss Nickleby.
Just so. Miss Nickleby, can you speak French, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Like a damned native. Let me look at you through my eyeglass.
We keep 20 young women constantly employed in this establishment.
Yes, and some of them damned handsome too.
Mantellini,
My idol.
do you wish to break my heart?
Oh, not for 20,000 hemispheres, populated with little ballet dancers.
Will you pay no attention, if you please, to what Mr. Mantellini says? He knows nothing about any of my young ladies. He was never even in the workroom. I do not allow it. Pray, what hours of work have you been accustomed to?
I have never been accustomed to work at all, madam.
For which reason she will work the better.
I hope so. Our hours are from 9 to 9 with extra work when we're very full of business, for which I allow payment. Dinner and tea you will take here. Your wages will average from 5 to 7 shillings a week.
What she'll do with so much damned money, I can't guess.
If you're ready to come, you'd better begin tomorrow morning at 9 precisely. Miss Nag, my foreman, shall be prepared to receive you. Is there any more, Mr. Nickleby?
Nothing more, ma'am.
Then I believe that's all. Come, love.
Oh, yes, my soul. Adieu, Nickleby. Au revoir, you little bonnet sylph. Mind the dam, 9 in the morning.
Mantellini.
Silence, charmer. You know I'm too damned fond of you. Let us be gone.
There. Now you're provided for. I had some idea of providing for your mother in a pleasant part of the country, but as you want to be together, I must try to do something else for her. She has a little money, hasn't she?
A very little.
A little will go a great way if it's used sparingly. There's a house empty that belongs to me. I can put you into it until it's let, but no time to spare now. Come, I'll see you into the street. Then you must find your way home. Turn to the right hand, straight on. If you forget, then ask. Or stand still till you remember again.
Ralph exits hurriedly, dragging Kate after him on his arm. Act 1, Scene 3. A dilapidated room, supposed to be a kitchen at Dotheboys Hall. A window in the flat through which the snow is falling. A fireplace. The reflection of the moon falls strongly on Smike, who is sitting by a wretched fire with his head leaning on his hands and knees. A solitary rushlight illuminates the scene, the stage half dark.
Oh dear, oh dear. He died. My heart will break. It will, it will. There is no hope for me. How many years have passed since I was a little child, younger than anyone here now? Where? Here. I remember when I sat up at night, he cried no more for friends that wished to come and sit with him, but began to see faces round his bed. That came all from home, smiling. Oh, what faces will smile on me when I die? Who will talk to me in those long, long nights? They cannot come from home. I don't know what home is. Nothing but pain and fear, alive or dead. No hope, no hope.
Are you coming tonight? The wind blows fit to knock a man off his legs.
He's come again, oh.
Is that you, Smike?
Yes, sir.
Then why the devil didn't you come to the door before?
Please, sir, I was asleep over the fire.
Fire? What fire?
The kitchen fire, sir. Mrs. said as I was sitting up I might come in for a warm.
Your missus is a fool. You'd have been more awake in the cold, I reckon. Now, away with you, and tell Mrs. Squeers I'm arrived. Jump!
Is this Do the Boys Hall, sir?
Aye, but you needn't call it all down here. The fact is, it ain't all.
Oh, indeed.
No, we call it all up in London because it sounds bitter. A man may call his house an island if he likes. There's no Act of Parliament against it. That I believe.
Where is he? Where is he? Where's my dearie? Oh, let me have a kiss. Oh, how is my squarey?
Oh, I'm well, my love. Now, how are the cows?
All right.
And the pigs?
Oh, as well as can be expected.
Oh, come, that is a blessing. The boys are all as they were, I suppose.
Oh, they're well enough. That young pitcher's had a fever.
Damn that boy, damn that boy. He's always at summat of that sort.
I say it's obstinacy. I'd beat it out of him and I told you so 6 months ago.
Aye, you did, darling, you did. Now, this is the new young man, my dear.
Oh.
You must give him a shakedown in the parlour this evening tonight, because you don't much mind where you sleep, do you, Nickleby?
No, I'm not particular.
Oh, well, that's lucky, eh? Hey, Mrs. Squarey, my dearie. Oh, well, what do you want, eh, Smike?
Is there... Has nothing been heard about me?
Divil a bit, and never will be. Pretty sort of thing, ain't it? That you should have been left here all these years and no money paid after the first 6 months, nor no clue left who you belong to. And I've had to feed and clothe you all that time, and that's the best of the joke. Now get out.
Yes, sir.
It's my firm belief, Squeers, that young chap's turning silly.
Well, I hope that he won't be such a fool of himself, for he's a handy fella and worth his meat and drink any day. Besides, we should lose our... I'll tell you by and by. Let's have supper. I'm hungry. Nickleby will pick a bit with us tonight, and tomorrow we'll settle matters and put him into his regular bedroom. Now, let me see. How many have we got in Brooks's bed? Jennings is 1, Boulder 2, Greymarsh 3, Primrose 4, and what's his name, 5. Oh, God, Brooks's is full.
I should think he was, poor fellow.
Oh, well, never mind. There's a place somewhere. I just can't call to mind where. Now, 7 in the morning, 7 in winter, and 6 in summer, mind.
I shall be ready, sir.
I'll come myself in the morning and show you where the pump is. You'll always find a little bit of soap in the kitchen window, and that belongs to you. I don't know what boy's towel I can put you on, though. But if you'll make shift tomorrow morning, Mrs. S will arrange it. Now, my dear, don't forget.
I'll take care. And mind you take care, young man. And always get the first watch. The teacher ought to have it, but the boys get the better of him and wallop him if they can.
And now, for supper. We'll eat first, and he can polish off the bones.
Hush. I've got a nice juicy steak. I bought a large piece on purpose.
Why have you? For what? Not for the boys?
No.
Oh, good. I didn't think you would make such a noddy of yourself. Oh, come on, let us go.
Extraordinary person. Wild, uncouth place. Can my uncle have been deceived? Or has he willingly condemned me to such a life as this? No, I wrong him. for the supposition. Perhaps I'm judging too hastily. Matters may turn out here better than they seem. I must be patient and endeavour to accommodate myself to circumstances for my mother and dear sister's sake. What an extraordinary hand! Why did Noggs give this letter to me? There was an earnestness in his manner that has struck me forcibly. I shall read it. My dear young man, I know the world. Your father did not, or he would not have done me a kindness when there was no hope of return. You do not, or you would not be bound on such a journey. If ever you want a shelter in London, they know where I live, at the sign of the Crown in Silver Street, Golden Square. It is at the corner of Silver and James's Street. Bar door both ways. You can come at night. Once nobody was ashamed. Never mind that. It's all over now. Newman Noggs. P.S. If you should go near Barnard Castle, there is good ale at the King's Head. Say you know me, and I'm sure they will not charge you for it. You may say Mr. Noggs there, for I was a gentleman then. I was indeed.
You're to go to supper, sir.
Oh, thank you. You are shivering. Are you cold?
No, I'm not cold. I'm used to it.
Poor fellow. What a pitiable object. My heart bleeds for him. I must go for supper.
He spoke kindly to me. I can't bear it. When shall I hear from home, from someone that loves me? To remain longer in this dreadful place will drive me mad. If I was a little bird, then I could fly far, far away to live happily all the summer days among the green fields and wild flowers. Yes, I'll go at once. But there are no flowers now. The cold glistening snow is on the ground, and the green fields are buried under a large white shroud. If I left the house now, I might be starved and dropped helpless and frozen like the poor little birds. I've heard that good people that live far away from this place feed the pretty harmless robins when the cold days and dark nights are on. Perhaps they would feed me too, for I am very harmless, very. I'll run away at once and ask them.
Smike, you lazy rascal, where are you?
I dare not go. That voice renders me helpless. I'll wait till the moon goes to sleep and the gloomy clouds come down. Then I'll fly away to be my own master, to walk about all the day and sleep soundly at night. That will be what some of the boys call liberty. Oh, I love it. Yes, liberty. Yes, this night I will be free.
Smike exits through the window carefully. The reflection of the moon is thrown upon him as he gets out of the window. He then closes the window shutters and the scene changes. Act 1, Scene 4. The workroom at Madame Mantalini's. A number of girls are discovered at work making bonnets, etc. Miss Nagg, Kate, and Madame Mantalini discovered. Tableau.
Miss Nagg, this is the young person I spoke to you about, Miss Nickleby.
The new country young lady.
I think for the present she will not be of much use, but her appearance
suits very well with mine. Miss Nickleby and I are quite a pair.
Is my life and soul there?
No.
How can it say so? Well, it's blooming there like a little rose in a demnition flower pot. May its poppet come in and talk?
Certainly not. You know, I never allow you in the workroom. Go along.
I shall blow it a kiss. Why will it vex itself and twist its little face into bewitching nutcrackers? Let me embrace it.
Oh, I can't bear you.
Not bear me? Fibs, it couldn't be. There's not a woman alive that would tell me such a thing to my face. To my face.
Ladies, leave the room. Miss Nagg, retire a few minutes with Miss Nickleby. Miss Jones, your services will not be required after tomorrow evening.
I'm sure I don't care. I can get a shilling a day and my victuals anywhere, and here I get none.
Oh, isn't he a beautiful man creature? Miss Nickleby, come with me.
Alfred, I am surprised at your conduct. Why do you show yourself to my young ladies?
If you will be odiously, damnably jealous, my soul, you will be very miserable. Damnation miserable. Let it sit on Alfie's knee.
I am miserable.
Do not put itself out of humour. It's a pretty bewitching little damned countenance, and it should not be put out of humour, for it spoils its loveliness and makes it cross and gloomy, like a frightful, naughty, damned hobgoblin.
I am not to be brought round in that way always, sir.
It shall be brought round in any way it likes best, and not be brought round at all if it likes it better.
You are always flirting with some new person. Last night at the ball, your attentions to Miss Laspinini was remarked by everyone.
No, upon my soul, my life.
They were. I had my eye upon you all the time.
Oh, bless the little winkling, twinkling eye. Was it upon me all the time? Oh, damn it.
You ought not to waltz with anybody but your own wife. And I will not bear it, Mantalini, if I take poison first.
She will not take poison and have horrid pains, will she? She will not take poison because she has a damned fine husband who might have married 2 countesses and a dowager.
2 countesses? You told me 1 before.
No, 2. 2 damned fine women, real countesses, and splendid fortunes, damn it.
And why didn't you?
Why didn't I? Had I not seen the damnedest little fascinator in all the world? And while that little fascinator is my wife, may not all the countesses and dowagers in England be?
Dear Alfred.
Adorable Evelina. Let me worship you. Can't it spare itself a little more cash? My existence is due.
Don't ask, my love. We have so little in hand.
Then we must have some more, Pigeon. We must have some discount out of old Nickleby to carry on the war with, damn it.
But you can't want any more just now, dear.
My life and soul. There's a horse for sale at Scrub's, which it would be a sin and a crime to lose. Magnificent quadruped, going, my senses' joy, for nothing.
For nothing? I'm glad of that.
For actually nothing. 100 guineas down will buy him. Mane and crest and legs and tail, and all the damnedest beauty. I'll ride him in the park before the very chariots of the rejected countesses. The damned old dowager will faint with grief and rage, and the other 2 will say, he is married. He has made away with himself. It's a damned thing. It's all up. They will hate each other damnably and wish you dead and buried.
You naughty flatterer. I suppose I must see what money I have in the desk.
Make haste, angel of bounty. Get me the 100, or I shall devour you with kisses. Absolutely swallow its little body, clothes and all, damn it.
Mantalini exits, coquetting with Madame Mantalini and running her off. Act 1, Scene 5. A parlour, meanly furnished, Do the Boys' Hall. Enter Miss Fanny Squeers and Miss Matilda Price, carrying a table, followed by a servant girl with tea things, which she places on the table, then fetches 4 chairs, 2 candles alight on the table.
So, Fanny, You've really got a right down sweetheart at last, eh?
Oh, yes, Tilda. And I flatter myself. Such a one as folks don't meet with every day. He's a perfect gentleman, bred and born.
Oh, Lord, how nice.
Ain't it? We fell in love with one another at first sight. He's only been here a fortnight now. Can't you guess who 'tis, Tilly dear?
Is it the new tutor of Mr. Nickleby?
Oh, yes. Although he's only Pa's assistant, he's a young gentleman of our birth and immense connections. I mustn't tell you all I know just yet, but he will have heaps of money and perhaps a title or two. Ain't I a fortunate girl at last?
Oh, uncommon. What has he said to you?
Oh, don't ask. When I begged of him to make me a soft pen this morning, he looked so soft at me. Oh dear, I'm a lost girl, Tilly.
Oh, did he look this way, Manny? Mwah, 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 mwah.
Oh, yes. Oh, only much more genteel. Ma and Pa being out, I've invited him to meet with you and your intended Mr. Browdy, Miller's son, to drink tea and play cards in the parlour this evening.
Oh, how delicious. John will be here soon. He's only gone home to clean himself. Oh, between ourselves, Mr. John's grown rather jealous. I must take him down a bit. I'll give myself a few airs.
Oh, I do so palpitate.
Oh, poor thing. I know what it is. I'll soon get the better of it, my dear.
Oh, Tilda, there he is. Is my hair in order?
Yes. Hush. Now, say, come in.
Oh, come in.
Good morning, ladies. I understood from Mr. Squeers that...
Oh, yes, it's all right. It's all right, Father, Pa. Don't tea with us, but you won't mind that, I dare say. We're only waiting for one more gentleman.
Oh, don't mind me a bit, for I'm quite as bad. Go on just as you would, as if you were alone.
Oh, la, Tilda, I'm ashamed of you.
Are they about? Well, as I'm here and seem expected for some reason unknown to myself to be amiable, well, it's no use looking like a goose. Ladies, allow me the honour.
Ain't he a duck, Tilly?
Oh, that's John Browdy's step.
Oh, well, Matilda. Oh, I'm here at last. I had to clean the horses and milk old cow before mother would give me son to go to come out to sweethearting.
I beg pardon, Mr. Nickleby. Mr. John Browdy, sir, a perfect gentleman.
Oh, I, and a miller, a grazier and a cow doctor. For eating bacon, drinking ale and killing a pig, I wouldn't turn my hand upon any chap in Yorkshire. Kiss the fist, lad.
Now, sit down. Tea's drawn. Mr. Nickleby, will you sit here by me?
Oh, to be sure he will. Where should he sit?
Oh, and out, bet you, miss. Oh, I'm glad on it. She'd be a rum un. You don't get thin bread and butter every night, I expect, man. Oh, God. Oh, he does put it away.
Sir.
Oh, my God. If you stopped down here at school long enough, mister, you've been out with skin and bones. To the teacher, he were a leading, and God he were, a mopstick, were like the fat man Daniel Lambert to her.
Your remarks are ungentlemanly and offensive, sir.
Oh,
and I...
Damn it, man. Just want to fight? Come on, then, eh?
No, if you say another word, John, I'll never forgive you.
Oh, well, I won't. Kiss I lass, and we'll say no more about it. Schoolmaster chap.
Oh! What's the matter? Nothing, Tilda, dear.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Oh, Mr. Nickleby say something to her. Oh, shall I and John go into a little kitchen and come back presently?
What on earth did you do that for?
Oh, well, you are a one to keep company.
We're going to have a game of cards, if that's agreeable. We'd better go partners, as there's only 4 of us. Tilda dear, 2 against 2.
With all my heart. What do you say, Mr. Nickleby?
Oh, she don't ask I.
I shall feel the pleasure. Allow me to be your partner.
Oh, that London chappie wants to court her. I will.
Well, I never. Mr. Browdy, shall we join partners against them?
I'll deal. We intend to win everything.
Oh, Miss Tilda has won something she didn't expect.
Law, dear, your hair's coming out a curl.
Oh, never mind me.
Oh, I never had such luck. I should always like to have you for a partner, Mr. Nickleby.
I wish you had.
Oh, did ever anybody hear?
John, why don't you say something and not sit there all silent and glum?
Well then, what I say is this. Dang me if I stand this any longer. Do you think I'm going to let that Cockney chap make love to you after all I've done and spent? Haven't I treated you to all the races, fairs and bull baitings in the country? Didn't our last Tadcaster fair pay for £2 of ginger nuts, 2 combs as good as tortoiseshell, and a chappers dances when they pulls a string, besides spending a matter of 9p in the lucky bag, teetotums, cherry bounce and sweet stuff? After all this, just think I'm going to stand any London not as in no, I'll be damned if I do. Stand up like a man and let me knock you down, eh?
Well, I'm sure, sir.
Oh, no! Me? I'll be a bit jealous. No. Oh, God. It'd be capital fun, Bernard, eh? Oh, you two-faced Jezebel. Where be all my money? The lucky bag. Oh, I'll be revenged. I will. John Browdy kicks over the table and exits, dragging off Miss Price.
I've trumps in the hand!
Miss Squeers falls into Nicholas's arms. Exit with Nicholas. Act 1, Scene 6. The schoolroom at Do the Boys Hall. Desks, forms, etc. Mr. and Mrs. Squeers and the boys discovered. At the opening of the scene, the boys are heard spelling, and Mrs. Squeers is looking into a cupboard.
Drat the things! I can't find a school spoon anywhere.
Oh, well, never mind it, dear. It's of no consequence.
No consequence. Isn't it brimstone morning?
Oh, well, I forgot. Yes, and we must not neglect purifying the boys' blood, you know. Besides, if they hadn't had something or other in the way of medicine, they'd always be ailing and giving a world of trouble. And it spoils their appetites and comes cheaper than breakfast and dinner.
That Smike must have hid the spoon somewhere t'other. Smike, where are you?
I haven't seen the young gentleman this morning. Since Nickleby's been here, he's grown dull and lazy. A good thrashing will bring him to his senses, I think.
You are always thinking. Why don't you act? That knuckle boy will set all the boys against you with his proud, stuck-up ways. Oh, I hate the very looks of him.
Shh, my love, you are indiscreet.
Stuff. Don't tell me. I know what's what. Smike, where the devil are you?
He shall have a double allowance of brimstone for this, and no treacle.
When will the day arrive that enables me to turn my back on this accursed place, never to set foot in it again, or to think of it but with loathing and disgust, added to my other sufferings, as if they were insufficient, is the pretended affection towards me advanced by Miss Squeers, the disgusting prototype of her more disgusting father. By rejecting her attentions, I've set these people together by the ears and made more enemies, when heaven knows I needed none. The unfeeling, dastardly conduct pursued by Squeers towards the boy Smike is beyond all forbearance. I'm determined to oppose such barbarity the next time, let the consequence be what it may.
Boys, 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 silence or I'll thwack.
Here's the treacle.
Oh, have you seen Smike this morning, Mr. Nickleby?
I have seen nothing of him since last night.
Come, sir. You won't save him this way. Where is he? He's missing.
Please, sir, I think Smike's run away.
Ha! Who said that?
Tompkins, sir.
Tompkins? And what reason have you to suppose any boy would run away from this establishment, eh, sir? Hey, take that. I'll put your ears for you. Now, and I give you all notice. If I catch Smike, I'll only stop short of flaying him.
If you catch him, you can't help it, stupid. He hadn't any money, had he?
Never had a penny bit in his life.
And he didn't take anything to eat with him, I'll answer for. Well, then, of course, he must beg his way, and he could do that nowhere but on the public road.
Oh, aye, that's true. And I've sent one chaise one way and Swallow's man another. So we're sure to catch the rascal before night.
Wretches!
Who says wretches? Now, first class treacle, all of you.
A spoonful of brimstone and treacle for each of you. Or you'll get a taste of this spoon around your heads.
Nah, yeah, good. Is all that physicking nearly over?
Just over. Tompkins, a large spoonful for you. There, that's the last. I'll take the treacle pan away.
Good. Now, Mr. Nickleby, we'll begin business for the day. The first class is in English, spelling and philosophy. Now, come forward, all you boys. Right. We'll get up a Latin class by and by, and I shall hand that over to you, Nickleby. Now then, where's the first boy?
Please, sir, he's cleaning the back parlour window.
Aye, so he is, to be sure. You see, we always go upon the practical mode of teaching. The regular educational system. C-L-E-A-N, clean, verbative, to make bright, to scour. W-I-N, win, D-E-R, der, winder. A casement. Now, see, when the boy knows this out of the book, he goes and he does it. It's just the same principle as the use of the globes. How now? Where's the second boy?
Please, sir, he's weeding the garden.
Aye, to be sure he is. Even it could be B-O-T, bot, T-I-N, tin, N-E-Y, knee, botany. Botany, noun, substantive, a knowledge of plants. And when he has learned that botany means a knowledge of plants, he goes outside and he knows them. That's our system. What do you think of it?
A useful one, at any rate.
I believe you. Third boy, what's a horse?
A beast, sir.
So it is, ain't it, Nickleby?
I believe there's no doubt about that, sir.
Well, of course there ain't. A horse is a quadruped, and quadruped is Latin for beast, as everybody that's gone through the grammar knows, or else where's the use of having a grammar at all? So, boy, as you're in that, go and look after my horse and rub him down well. Now, and the rest of the class, you're up for philosophy. So go and draw water up till somebody tells you to leave off, for it's washing day tomorrow.
We've got the gentleman at last. Swallow's man caught him on the road to York, tied him hand and foot to prevent him giving him the slip again.
Well, bring him in. Bring him in.
Poor Smike. My heart bleeds for him.
Now, let every boy keep his place. Nickleby, you attend here. And now, sir, you Smike, have you anything to say for yourself? Stand a little out of my way, Mrs. Squeers, my dear. I've hardly got room enough for this cane.
Spare me, sir. I was driven to do it.
Driven to do it, were you? Oh, it wasn't your fault, eh? It was mine, I suppose, eh?
What does he mean by that? A nasty,
Ow!
ungrateful,
Ouch!
pig-headed,
Ah!
brutish, obstinate, snaking dog!
Ah!
Well, we'll try and find out what he meant by it all.
Stop! Stop!
Right, stop.
This must not go on.
Must not go on.
No, I say must not. I will prevent it. You have disregarded all my quiet entreaties on this poor miserable boy's behalf. Therefore, don't blame me for this public interference. You have brought it on yourself.
You sit down, you beggar. Now, let me get at you, Smike.
Now,
Stand
wretch!
Ow!
Catch him at your peril! I will not stand by and see it done. I have a long list of insults to avenge, and my indignation is aggravated by the dastardly cruelties practiced on helpless infancy in this foul den. Have a care, for if you do raise the devil within me, the consequences shall fall heavily on your own head.
You dog! You rascal! Take that!
Help! Help!
Hooray! Hooray!
Oh,
Oh.
Squeers, in a violent outbreak of wrath, and with a cry like the howl of a wild beast, spits upon Nicholas and strikes him a blow across the face. With the instrument of his torture, which raises up a bar of livid flesh as it is inflicted, smarting with the agony of the blow and concentrating into that one moment all his feelings of rage, scorn, and indignation, Nicholas springs upon him, wrests the weapon from his hand, and pinning him by the throat, beats the ruffian till he roars for mercy.
Mercy! Mercy! Mercy!
But Mrs. Squeers, with many shrieks for aid, hangs onto the tail of her partner's coat and endeavors to drag him from his infuriated adversary.
Help!
While Mrs. Squeers darts in at the very beginning of the attack. After launching a shower of inkstands at Nicholas's head, beats him to her heart's content, animating herself at every blow with the recollection of his having refused her proffered love.
Hooray!
Nicholas, in full torrent of his violence, feels the blows no more than if they had been dealt with feathers. But becoming tired of the noise and uproar, flings Squeers from him with all the force he can muster. The violence of his fall precipitates Mrs. Squeers completely over an adjacent form, and Squeers, striking his head against it in his descent, lies at his full length on the ground, stunned and motionless. End of Act 1.
There will now be a 5-minute interval, and you will hear our stage manager giving 3, 2, and 1 minute warnings before Act 2 begins.
This is your 3-minute call, everybody. This is your 3-minute call. The performance will begin again in 3 minutes.
Background noise, Sue.
2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes. The performance will begin again in 2 minutes. Act 2, ladies and gentlemen, Act 2.
Act 2, Scene 1. A desolate wild heath, with a barn or outhouse painted on one of the flats. A small practical door in the same. Daybreak. Music of a piano. Smike discovered crouching on the stage and peeping through the barn door.
Yes, yes, he's there. I'll watch beside him till he wakes, then hide behind the tall bushes, lest he should see me and send me back. Oh no, he would not be so cruel. They'd kill me now he's gone. I'm so cold and hungry, yet very happy, for I'm nearly the only being that's ever spoke kindly to me since I was a little child. What am I now? A man, a brave man. Ugh, no, I'm nothing, a fool. Those cruel people always tell me so.
Slept well. Spite of the fatigue and vexation that overwhelmed me, I cannot banish fully from my mind certain painful misgivings as to the probable fate of the poor boy, Smike. It makes me shudder to even think of his unhappy situation. What is this? Can it be some lingering creation of the visions that have disturbed me? It cannot be real, and yet I am awake. Smike!
Yes, don't beat me.
Wretched boy, why do you kneel to me?
To go with you. Anywhere, everywhere with you, to the end of the world, to the churchyard grave. Let me go with you. You are my friend, my kind friend. Take me with you, pray.
I am a friend that can do little for you. How came you here?
I have followed your footsteps a long, long way from there. Watched you when you slept and crouched like a hare in the grass when you stopped to eat. I was very hungry. I dare not ask you for bread, or you might have discovered and sent me back.
Poor fellow, your hard fate denies you any friend but one, and he is nearly as helpless as yourself.
May I go with you? I will be your faithful friend and hard-working servant. I will indeed. I want no clothes. These will do very well. I only want to be near you.
And you shall. We will walk to London together, and the world shall deal with you as it does by me, till one or both of us shall quit it for a better. Come, take my hand.
I'm so happy. I don't feel a bit hungry now. Come, let us run all the way.
The Vincent I told thee.
What sound is that?
Hush! They're coming back to carry me. Don't let them.
Silence, boy. You've nothing to dread. Unfortunate. It's my late rival, Mr. John Browdy. I'm in no mood for noise and riot. And yet do what I will, I shall not escape altercation with this honest blockhead. and perhaps a blow or two with his staff.
No, no, he shall beat me, not you.
Oh, barn door open, eh? What the devil's it when now? Oh, gadzooks, thou best be out times this morning, sir. Oh, your servant, young gentleman.
Yours.
Oh, well, we are met at last, eh?
Yes, yes, come. We parted on no very good terms the last time we met. It was my fault, I believe, but I had no intention of offending you and no idea I was doing so. I was very sorry for it afterwards. Will you shake hands?
Oh, shake hands, aye, that I will.
Mine too.
Oh, dang it, man. What does this scarecrow do with thee? Why, the face be all broken like. What be the matter?
Ah, it is a cut, a blow, but I returned it to the giver, and with interest too.
No, did he know? Well, I'd be for that.
The fact is, I've been ill-treated.
For me.
No, don't say that.
Yes, I have been, by that man Squeers. And I have beaten him soundly, and I've left the place in consequence.
What, beaten the schoolmaster? Dang, it's the hand again, youngster. Beaten the schoolmaster. Oh, damn it, I love thee for that. Ha, 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 ha. Let me shake thy hand, eh? Oh, capital, man, capital. What dost thou mean to do, lad, now?
Go immediately to London. We are now on our way.
Aye, but dost know how much the coaches charge?
No, I do not. But that is of no consequence, for we intend walking.
No, gang away to London afoot, a matter of 190 miles.
Every step of the way.
We'll be there by night.
Silly lad. Look, goodbye, Browdy. We must walk 40 miles before night.
Oh, no, stand still, stand still. How much cash has they got, man?
Not much, perhaps 5 shillings. But I can make it enough. Where there's a will, there's a way.
What, 5 shillings for 2 lads to walk up to London with, 190 wearisome miles? No, I'm damned if he shall, while John Browdy's got a golden guinea in his own leather purse. Now then, here, lad, take as much as you like.
You are too kind.
Oh, too kind, pack of stuff. Made it a duty of one man to assist another. If everybody would stick to that, there wouldn't be quite so much mischief done in the world. Take enough to carry thee home. Hey, he'll pay me back one day, I warrant.
I will not refuse your generous-hearted kindness. A sovereign will be quite enough.
One? Just damn it, lad. Take one apiece.
No, I thank you. One will be sufficient for both.
Well, if they won't, I'll tell the chap, Chow. Here you are, Smike. Here be one for thee.
Both for you, Nicholas.
Heaven will reward you for your kindness.
Oh, it'll be all right. Something be thumping up and down under me waistcoat tells me so. Now, goodbye, and bless ye. And stop, and take this bit of timber to help thee on your way, man. Keep a good heart, and bless thee. Ah, beating the schoolmaster. God, 'tis the best thing I've heard these last 20 years. Ha, 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 ha. Browdy and Nicholas exit, and Smike. Nicholas carrying his bundle on Browdy's stick over his shoulder and waving his hand to Browdy. Smike looking back, nodding his head and holding Nicholas's coat tail in one hand. Music. Act 2, Scene 2. The showroom at Madame Mantalini's. Kate discovered arranging various articles of dress and bijouterie. A large cheval glass, mirror, and dresses, bonnets scattered about the scene.
I am almost tired of this wretched state of existence, perpetually associating with these odious people. Not one being in the world that can understand or sympathise with my situation, but my mother, and that kind good creature Newman Noggs. Innumerable are the little acts of delicate attentions shown by him towards us. I quite love him. Amidst all our troubles, it is a comfort to learn from Nicholas that he's likely to do well. It is a bright star in our dark horizon.
Don't be alarmed, miss. This here is the Manty making concern, ain't it?
Yes, What do you want?
Well, wait a minute, young woman. Where's your governor?
My, what did you say?
Oh, Mr. Maloney. What's come of him? Ain't he at home?
He's above stairs, I believe. Do you want him?
No, I don't exactly want him. If it's made a favour on, you can just tell him, give him this here card, and tell him if he wants to speak to me inside trouble, here I am. That's all.
I'll take the card to him immediately.
Oh, as you like, miss. Oh, gosh, yeah, good plate in here, Mr. Tix. And this here article weren't made for nothing, mind you. It's silk.
Gracious heaven, the wretch.
Now then. Ooh. This is the missus.
What are you doing here, Mr. Scaly?
Yes, this is Madame Mantalini, sir. Is there a writ or something?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, this is a writ of execution. And if it's not convenient, if it's not convenient to settle, we'll go over the house at once and take the inventory.
Stop! Stop! What's the damn total?
£1,527, 4 and 9pence halfpenny.
Oh, the halfpenny be damned.
Well, by all means, if you wish it, and the 9pence too. But what's this ring to me? Only a small crack or an out-and-out smash?
Ah, a damn smash.
Very good. Then Mr. Tom Tix, Esquire, will inform his angel wife and lovely family, as they won't sleep at home for 3 nights to come along of being in possession here. Now let's walk our precious legs upstairs and proceed to business.
Oh!
The use of friend yourself, madam. A good half of what's here isn't paid for, I to say, and what a consolation all that to be to her feelings.
My cup of happiness sweetener. Will you listen to me for 2 minutes?
Don't speak to me. You have ruined me. That's enough. Oh.
Have I? The infernal rascal to ruin such a puppet. Let me cut its villain's damned throat with this razor.
Oh, Alfred, if you love me, don't. Miss Nickleby, arrest his arm, for heaven's sake. He will destroy himself. I spoke unkindly to him, and he cannot bear it from me. Alfred, my darling Alfred, don't.
I am not fit to live, to breathe the same air with my angel wife. I'm too damned bad. Let me die. Fall a damned bleeding object at your pretty little feet.
I didn't mean to say it. I didn't mean to say it.
Ruined. Haven't I brought ruin on the best, the purest creature that ever blessed the damnation vagabond? Let me go. Let me make myself a horrid object.
Pray, compose yourself, my own angel. It was nobody's fault.
Oh, this is too beautiful.
Never mind, dear. We shall do very well yet.
Oh, damn it! The razor's too damn sharp.
If you talk so, Alfred, you'll drive me mad.
Mad? Is there no damned mineral poison in the world? Will no kind, invaluable, damned friend blow my brains out? Let me go. I can't live. Let me hide in some solitary corner and cut my throat quietly.
Help! Help! For heaven's sake! Alfred, cut mine first.
I will, with the same damned razor.
All exit. Music. Act 2, Scene 3. Lodgings in Newman Noggs's house, a meanly furnished garret. Scene half dark. Noggs enters with Nicholas and Smike.
This way, come this way, my dear boy. Taste this rum. You're wet through, and I haven't even a change to offer you.
I've dry clothes in my bundle. If you look so distressed to see me, you will add to the pain I feel already at being compelled to cast myself upon your slender means for shelter.
Oh, good lad, good lad. Now, you won't refuse to eat, will you? Have some bread and cheese. It's the best I have. Well, eat heartily. Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now tell me of my mother and sister. Are they well?
Well, yes, both well.
Now, listen to me. Before I could make an effort to see them, I deemed it expedient to come to you, lest, by gratifying my own selfish desire, I should injure them. What has my uncle heard from Yorkshire?
Oh.
What has he heard? I'm prepared to hear the very worst that malice has suggested. Tell me at once, pray.
Tomorrow. I hear it tomorrow.
What purpose would that answer?
Well, so you'd sleep the better, that's all.
I should sleep the worse. I cannot hope to close my eyes unless you tell me everything. Don't fear. You may rouse my indignation or wound my pride, but you will not break my rest. For if the scene were acted over again, I could take no other part than I have taken. Never, if I starve or beg in consequence. If I had stood by, tamely and passively, I should have hated myself and merited the contempt of every man in existence, the black-hearted scoundrel Squeers.
Oh, my dear young man, you must not give way to this sort of thing. It will never do, you know. As to getting on in the world, if you take everybody's part that's ill-treated, why, oh, let me shake your hand. Oh, damn it. Oh, I'm proud to hear of it. And I would have done it myself. Oh, that Squeers. Oh, he's a damned scoundrel. Oh, I hope you thrashed him well. Oh, the day before yesterday, your uncle received this letter. I took a hasty copy of it while he was out. Shall I read it?
If you please, read it.
Sir, my pa requests me to write to you. The doctor's considering it doubtful whether he will ever recover, U-V-E-R, the use of his legs, which prevents his holding a pen. He has one mask of bruises, both blue and green, likewise 2 forms, which is steeped in his gore. When your nevy, that you commended for a teacher, had done this to my pa and jumped upon his body with his feet. Oh. He assaulted my ma, dashed her to the earth and drove her back comb several inches into her head. Very little more and it must have entered her skull. Me and my brother were the victims of his fury. I am screaming out loud all the time I write with pain. The monster having satiated his thirst for blood, run away, taking with him a boy of desperate character called Smike, and a garnet ring belonging to my ma. My pa begs that if he comes to you, the ring may be returned, and that you will let the thief and assassin go. As if we prosecuted him, he would only be transported. And if he is let go, he is sure to be hung before long. Hoping to hear from you when convenient, I remain yours, etc. Fanny Squeers. P.S. I pity his ignorance and despise him. Is that the poor boy of desperate character? Poor fellow, poor fellow.
Mr. Noggs, I must go out at once.
Go out?
Yes, to Golden Square. Nobody who knows me would believe this story of the ring, but it is due to myself that I should state the truth. Besides, I have a word or two to exchange with Mr. Ralph Nickleby, which will not keep cool.
Well, they must.
They must not indeed.
You have nothing to fear at present. Your uncle is too much employed to think of you. He had hardly read this letter when he was called away. Its contents are known to nobody but himself and to us.
Not even to my mother and sister. If I thought that they... I will go there. I will see him immediately. I am determined.
Then I will go with you. Let me see your uncle first, to pave the way for you. He may be at the counting house. We'll try that first. He gives a grand party and dinner at home to his friends, his poor devils, that he later plunges into ruin by his kindness. He was once kind to me, very. Now, you can wait at the corner of Silver Street while I go in. I'll give you the signal to enter. Now, don't be impetuous. Meet him calmly. He is a dangerous man. I know him too well. Too well.
What a miserable, wretched fate is mine.
Don't. Pray don't look so sad. I know you've got into great trouble by bringing me away. I ought to have known that and stopped behind you. You are not rich. You have not enough for yourself, and I should not be here. You grow thinner every day. Your cheek is paler and your eyes more sunk. I cannot bear to look at you. Today I tried to leave you, but I could not without a word. I love you too much.
The word which separates us will never be said by me. I would not lose you now for all the world can give. Give me your hand. My heart is linked to yours. What if I am steeped in poverty? You lighten it, and we will be poor or rich together.
They exit, shaking hands, with Smike carrying a bundle on a stick. Act 2, Scene 4. The counting house of Ralph Nickleby, 2 desks and stools, a practicable window and a door in the flat. The window opens to Golden Square. Ralph Nickleby discovered seated at his desk, looking over papers.
Curses on them both. To think that all my plans should be overthrown, rendered abortive by the headstrong rashness of this boy Nicholas. Oh, he shall never have 1 penny of my money, or 1 crust of my bread, or 1 grasp of my hand. No, not to save him from the loftiest gallows in all Europe. At every risk, Smike must be separated from him. Oh, some unfortunate events might reveal. Yes, they will surely make for London. I'll be upon the watch for them. My dutiful nephew shall see the inside of a prison. The garnet ring shall fix him there, and the poor fool that accompanies him shall go back to Yorkshire. He'll be safe this time with his kind master Squeers, I warrant. These papers shall go with me. I am at last resolved to destroy them. Present circumstances demand my own security. I'll put them in my pocketbook. Oh, so, Noggs, you are here at last. Pray, why didn't you come before when you knew I wanted to leave the office earlier? Fool.
Brute.
Why I keep such an idle dog about me, I can't tell.
Keep? Oh, starve, you mean?
What's that you're mumbling, sir, eh?
But it's a thing you don't understand, the truth.
I wish I had never seen you.
Oh, so do I, with all my soul.
Is this your gratitude to me, rascal?
What have I to be grateful for? Is it the knowledge that your cruel conduct brought me to ruin? Or is it for the miserable pittance that you begrudgingly bestow upon me weekly in the shape of wages?
Do you know me, sir?
Oh, I do. Worse luck.
Scoundrel! Did I not release you from prison and take you into my employment?
Oh, you did. Oh, but you first sent me there. As long as I had houses and land to mortgage, Mr. Ralph Nickleby was my good friend. And when they ceased, and his very dear friend Newman Noggs became a fool, an idle vagabond, and a prison was much too grand for him, in the opinion of the honest, warm-hearted, conscientious Ralph Nickleby.
Very good, sir. Very good. Now be kind enough to listen to me for 1 minute. We part, sir, and if, after tomorrow, you dare to place your foot in my house, I'll send you back to prison. To starve, sir. To starve. Don't let me be disturbed tonight. I have friends at home. Tomorrow, remember my promise, beggar.
Oh.
I am going out.
Oh, I must have a drink. Perhaps I have acted wrong. But that's nothing new. I'm never right. Quarrelling with the oppressor is not the best way of serving the oppressed. Nicholas must not see his uncle while this angry fit is on him. He called me beggar. He that made me one. If I could but repay the villain. What's this on the floor? That's pocketbook. It'll be safe in the desk here till morning. But what are these papers poking out of the pocketbook? This is a copy of a will. Perhaps his own. I should like to see what he has done for poor Nicholas. For once in his life, he may have acted with a little generosity towards his fellow creatures. At all events, there's no great harm in peeping. I'll open it. Yes. Huh? Am I awake? Huh? Oh. I give and bequeath all my personal estates, land, houses, funded property to my executor, Mr. Ralph Nickleby, in the event of the death of my only child, Thomas Smike. Oh, I shall choke. 20,000, 3.5% landed estates in Surrey, houses in Portland Place. Oh, I see it all now. Oh, Ralph Nickleby, you old rascal. Now. Ooh, the beggar may have a chance of sending you to prison. To starve. Nickleby. Come on, come in. Now, don't speak a word, dear boy. Let me talk.
But my uncle.
Oh, damn your uncle. Now, listen to me. I want to ask this boy a question. Has he a good memory?
I don't know.
I had once, but it's all gone now. All gone.
Why do you think you had once?
Because I could remember when I was a child, before I went to that place.
Did you find your way there alone?
No. Oh, no.
Well, who was with you?
A man. A dark, withered man. I was glad to leave him. I was afraid of him.
Do you recollect anything about the house that you lived in before this man took you into Yorkshire?
No. Yes, a room. I remember I slept in a room, a large lonesome room at the top of the house, where there was a trapdoor in the ceiling. I have covered my head with clothes often not to see it, for it frightened me. A young child with no one near at night, and I used to wonder what was on the other side.
Oh, Tolo Diddle-dole. Oh, let me hug you. Oh, no, this is all right. This is the very house. The trapdoors upstairs. Oh, you shall have your own. Oh, toll, oh, my dear Nicholas, let me shake your hand.
Are you mad, Mr. Noggs?
Yes, with joy. Now, don't ask me any questions now. You shall learn presently. Now, jump into a coach with me. Take 2, we'll fetch your mother. Then drive to your uncle's. Your sister's there already. He gives a grand party tonight, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to see us all. Oh, very. Oh, come along, boys. Oh, I'm proud of you. Oh, I wish I'd been your father. But never mind, I'll be a mother and a father to you both. Quickly, come with me.
Act 2, Scene 5. A handsome suite of rooms at Ralph Nickleby's. Richly furnished, carpeted, chandeliers, sofas, etc. Ralph, Kate, Mantalini, Lord Verisopht, Sir Mulberry Hawk, the Honourable Mr. Swab, Colonel Chaucer, Messieurs Pluck and Peak discovered. Tableau music.
Lord Frederick Verisopht, my niece, Miss Nickleby.
Delighted to know her.
Colonel Chaucer, Honourable Mr. Swab, Mr. Pike and Mr. Pluck, my dear gentleman, my niece.
Damn it, Nicky. Don't leave me out.
You have met my niece before, I believe.
Yes, I believe so too. The old boy is jealous. The fact is, very. She's most outrageously, damnably in love with me. Poor little pet. How can she help it? I'm so damned beautiful.
Honestly, Mantalini, really.
Truth! The damned truth! Upon my honour!
Now, let me lead you down. Dinner will soon be served.
Hey, Uncle, are there any ladies here?
No, I don't know any. Come.
Must I go immediately? I should like to arrange my dress.
Oh, very well. You can do that here. There's a mirror. I'll come for you in a few minutes. Oh, these women always want something.
I wish my dear mother was here with me. The rude gaze of my uncle's guests annoy me beyond measure.
There she is, the charming Rosie Posy. I'll make her damned happy. I'll show her this beautiful waist by whispering damned soft, pretty nonsense into her delicate little ear.
I'm astonished at meeting Mr. Mantalini here, after the scene at his house.
My name! She dotes on me. Mantalini, you damned wicked, lucky lady's pet.
Poor Nicholas. I wonder what he's doing now. I wish I could see him.
She wants to see me. I'm a damned happy woman's tormentor. I'll kneel at her feet. Adorable enchantress, behold me at your delicious little 10 toes.
You here, sir?
Yes, ain't it damned kind? Jump into its admirer's arms at once and let it stop its pretty mouth with indomitably sweet kisses.
Sir, you address this language to me? Under my uncle's roof? Shame upon you, sir. If you have no respect for yourself, remember your wife.
Never mind its ugly wife, Moppets Poppets. We'll fly far enough from her reach. Love me, and you shall have everything it wishes for. A new cab, a damned little tiger, and a box at the opera. You'll dote on me when you know me better. Upon my soul, you will, dear. This damned beautiful hair and these outrageously beautiful whiskers are real. No damned macassar. If she resists the damned whiskers, she's not worth having.
Yes, sir, offends and disgusts me beyond measure. If you have one spark of gentlemanly feeling, you will leave me instantly.
Now it's making fun of its devoted darling. Cruel, damned cruel, Kitty. Let me kiss your hand.
Me, sir, this instant.
Scoundrel!
Damn that fellow! He's totally ruffled by whiskers. The next time it speaks first to a woman, may its whiskers entirely drop off. And no damn bear's grease be able to bring them back again. Damn it! I shall leave you.
Is it thus, sir? You expose beneath your own roof a helpless girl, your dead brother's child, to insult and degradation. You shrink to look at me. You may well. Shame, shame upon you.
How dare you, sir, enter my house unbidden after your disgraceful conduct in Yorkshire? If I did my duty, I should immediately deliver you up to justice.
Justice? What does he mean, Nicholas? I'm sure you're innocent.
Innocent indeed. Pray, do innocent men inveigle nameless vagabonds and prowl about the country? Assault, riot, theft, what do you call these?
I call these a lie. And well you know, you, who under the pretence of serving heaped every insult, wrong, and indignity upon my head, you, who sent me to a den, where indeed cruelty worthy of yourself runs wanton, youthful misery stalks precocious, where the lightness of childhood shrinks into the heaviness of age, and every promise blights and withers as it grows.
Does he accuse you, brother?
First, of attacking his master, and being within an ace of qualifying himself for a trial for murder, and robbing his mistress of a valuable ring.
'Tis false. The woman, the wife of the fellow from whom these charges come, dropped, as I suppose, a worthless ring among some clothes of mine, early on the morning on which I left the house. I found it when I opened my bundle on the road and returned it at once by coach, and they have it now.
I knew it. I was sure you had scorned so mean an act. But about this boy, in whose company they say you left.
That boy, a silly, helpless creature that I rescued from brutality and hard usage, is with me now.
And do you choose to restore that boy, sir?
No, I do not.
You do not?
No.
No, and I'm damned if he does.
Dog, what brings you here?
Business! I know you're fond of that. This pocketbook belongs to you. You lost it, and I found it.
Confusion! Give it to me!
Oh, to be sure I will. There's the book. Its contents I keep for the rightful owner.
Give me the papers! Would you rob me?
Rob? No. I leave the robbing for you to do. These papers belong to a poor, a persecuted orphan named Smike. Do you know him?
Music, chord, picture. Ralph appears overwhelmed with confusion.
'Tis he! 'Tis he! The cruel man that left me by the school!
I knew it! I knew it! Now look over these papers, Nicholas. Chance gave them to my hands. Deeds which your uncle unlawfully withheld, seeking to deprive this lad of his property.
Villain!
Oh, boy!
Now, Mr. Ralph Nickleby, I think the dog, the beggar, the fool that you kept from starving and rescued from prison is more than a match for you now.
Wretch! You show your teeth, do you? Oh, beware, I'll be revenged. The law will protect me against your plot. I'll indict you for a conspiracy. I'll transport you all.
Take these papers, Nicholas. They are for you, not for me. I only want to live and die with you, my kind, my only friend. No, not my only friend. I hope that we have been fortunate enough to secure the good wishes and approbation of a numerous circle of kind friends, our audience tonight, gathered from the ends of the earth by means of ingenious devices, reliable or otherwise, who by their generous sympathy and support will ensure the future career of Smike and Nicholas Nickleby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed this evening's performance and have also pieced out a few of our imperfections with your thoughts. The wonders of Zoom do not, unfortunately, allow a button for applause, but we would love to hear your comments if you have them. And if you wish, you can email them to us on the email events@str.org.uk. That's events@str.org.uk. It only remains for us to thank you for participating. So on behalf of the cast, our director, Sue Solomon, and the Society for Theatre Research, I wish you a safe and a very happy Christmas. Thank you very much.